Hello peeps and welcome back to Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger, episode 5 of season 5. I'm out here on the plains east of where I've got my little base set up. You can kind of see my landmark over there about 300 meters away. And I have started actually building a proper base. Let's see here. So, got a decent sized first floor. I'm using a hexagon pattern, which I did using the building guide, this thing, from Open Blocks. And then I tried to pick it up and forgot that it requires a pickaxe, so I broke it by accident. But it was just a couple pieces of glass, so I'm not that terribly concerned about it. But this is going to be the first floor of my actual base. However, I have a lot of work to do over here before I can actually start moving stuff into this, and some better tools are definitely going to be required. So, this episode, we are going to focus ourselves around getting some better tools in order to make the world ours. This is going to require us, first of all, to head back over to our base. The temporary one, not the real one. Because there's tons of grass and trees and a lot of small little hills that aren't very steep, but make up a ton and a half of dirt. So we definitely need to do some terraforming. We're going to need ways to collect large amounts of building materials quickly. We're just going to need all sorts of good stuff to help us out. So that is where the smeltery from Tinker's Construct is going to come in. But there's something we have to do first. And then we're also going to, if I have time, make another Botania toy or two during this episode. Back home, you can see the new landscaping that the creeper that visited me a couple of days ago did. Bastard. Alright, we are going to make some advanced tools. In order to do that, though, we can't use the tool station. The tool station does not have the options to make the tools that we're going to need. We're going to need to use some of the metals that I cooked up last time, which we're going to start with this bronze. Made 4 blocks of bronze. We're going to get these 3 bricks that I saved earlier. I think I actually just pulled out 4, but whatever. Tool station with some sort of metal blocks on the side and seared bricks on the top gives you a tool forge. The tool forge has a lot more options available. So we can put this away now. We are going to need a few more patterns than what we've got. Most notably, we are going to need the excavator head. We're going to need the hammerhead. We're going to need the tough tool rod pattern. We're going to need a few more patterns. We're going to need the plate pattern, the tough binding pattern, and the broad axe head pattern. This is just going to be what we're going to need to start. Now, we're also going to need to turn these into stone tool heads, which means we're going to need a lot of cobblestone, because these patterns have greatly increased costs. The regular tool rod pattern costs half of material. So if you put a piece of cobblestone in there, you're going to get a stone tool rod and a cobblestone shard. This tool rod pattern requires 3 cobblestone. So it's going to burn up 3 cobblestone just to make that 1 rod. Same with the tough binding. Burns up 3. The rest of these patterns all cost 8 of whatever material you're using. of course, we're not going to want to make tools out of stone. We are well past the Stone Age now. We have access to metals. We want to make tools out of metal. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab myself some beef Wellington. I'm starting to run a little bit low on it, so I might need to start being a little more careful with it. Need to seriously think about working up a better source of food. What I've got gets the job done for now. I should make a second bed too. I should go kill a couple more sheep and make a second bed. Because I didn't bring my bed back with me and it's about to be nightfall. Oh well, we'll deal with it. We're going to take this out, and we are going to be making several patterns here, so we're going to need our aluminum brass. We're just going to go ahead and melt it all up. Put our axe head pattern in there, because I can't remember if these things are actually going to require 2 ingots to make these patterns or not. If there are any sheep nearby, there's one out here. He's hanging out awful close to that. Yeah, there's a couple of sheep out here. I'm going to make myself a second bed before nightfall. Man. Because I really don't want to get caught in the dark in a place where creepers love to spawn right near touchy stuff. And a creeper actually did blow up right at the corner of my smeltery, and I'm really surprised it didn't damage the smeltery, but it didn't. I do not, however, want to risk that again. Okay, we have our aluminum brass. We're going to make an excavator head. Nope, I guess it is only going to take 1 ingot. The axe head. Hammerhead. Tough binding. Tool rod. And the large plate. Oh, yep, there we go. Large plate. Let's head in here, make our second bed. Put that down, and I am sleeping very high up on the wall. That was weird. Okay, put all that crap away. Ditch this tool rod pattern, or this tool rod itself, because we don't need it. And now, we're just going to cast out the rest of this into ingots. Just clean out the smeltery. Now, the first item I want to make is going to be the hammer. And if we take a look in here, the hammer is made using 2 large plates, the hammer head, and a tool rod. This means it's going to take 24 ingots of whatever metal we're using, plus 3 for the handle. So 27 ingots to make 1 tool. Pretty crazy. Another thing that's occurring to me, let's actually put this off for just a minute. Because I'm actually going to make myself another diamond pick. I need to get some obsidian. Because there is an alloy that you can make using obsidian, iron, and aluminum. And it uses mostly aluminum, so it's actually a really good way to save on metal. And the alloy is very tough, lasts a long time, and has high speed. Plus, with as easy as it is to get, it's kind of a brainless repair material. So we're going to get ourselves some alumite. In order to do this, we're going to need a bucket. Then we're going to need to come out here and harvest my little tree thing over here. So we're going to take a bucket of water, we're going to take it down to that lava pit that's at the bottom of our stairwell. We're going to get ourselves a few pieces of obsidian. I'm figuring maybe 10 or so pieces, because I also want to make an enchanting table. I've got 36 levels, I may as well use them. Alright, here we are. And we're just going to pour, yeah, we're going to do it on this side. Oh, I don't know, that's a huge lava pit to just completely destroy. Is there another lava pit up this way? I'm hearing some lava. There's some lava around here. Oh, there it is, it's up. Aw, it's only one piece. Emerald, though. More emeralds. I think I'm just going to kind of remember where these are and come back for them later. Here we go. This'll work. Go ahead and make our obsidian. We're going to dig out one block there, put the water bucket down. That way if there's any obsidian under, or if there's any lava under the obsidian as we're breaking it up, the water will instantly turn it into obsidian and keep it from burning up our obsidian as we're harvesting. Figuring 10 or so obsidian should be enough for now. We can always get more later. I'm going to need 4 for the enchanting table, and that'll give me 6 to turn into alumite. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I switched it to a... this is one reason why I don't like not having industrial craft. Because industrial craft reduces the strength of obsidian and makes it a little easier to mine. Like, it still requires diamond tools to do it, but it doesn't take as long. Mining obsidian has to be one of my least favorite activities in Minecraft. So I think before long we're going to make ourselves a machine that's going to do it for us. We're actually going to grab a couple more pieces. While I'm down here, may as well. We'll take up 14. I hear something moving. There we go, 14 pieces of obsidian. We'll pick up our water bucket. And let's head back. Sprinting upstairs. I finally did get around to putting stairs in my base too, so that'll help with the constant up-down. Alright, let's put that away. And let's come out here and start melting down this obsidian. How's our fuel? We got plenty of fuel in there. So we're going to put 10 obsidian in here. This is actually the equivalent of 20 ingots. The ratio for alamite is 5 aluminum, 2 iron, 2 obsidian. So we are going to need a total of 20 pieces of iron. We're going to need 50 aluminum, which I think we can get. Yes. So we'll put in the iron, we'll put in the aluminum, and we'll wait for all of this to smelt, and once it smelts, we should have a bunch of alamite, which we can use to make tools. In the meantime, there are a couple of other tools that I want to make. These don't come from Tinker's Construct. These come from Botania. Now, the first thing we're going to make is very much vanilla. As soon as I find those books that I looted from... Yep, there we go. I'm going to take 2 diamonds. We're going to make ourselves an enchantment table. From right now, we're just going to pop it down right here. Now, obviously an enchantment table at this level is not going to do me any good, because I can get a maximum enchantment level of 3, right? Well, we need to surround this thing with bookcases in order to get it up to the point where we can put 30 levels of enchantment on it. Or do we? The answer to that is actually no. What we need is we need some diamonds. We need a few pieces of iron, a few pieces of gold, and we need to sleep through the night. And since we can't sleep through the night right at this exact moment, we need to come down here and feed our endo flames. There we go. Endo flames have been fed. If we come over here to the mana pool, we can see that throwing a diamond in is going to give us something new. It actually gives us mana diamonds. If we take iron and toss that in, that is going to give us mana steel. Let's come up here and sleep. if you combine 1 or 2 gold with 2 mana steel and 2 mana diamonds, you get mana pylons. Additional pylons are needed. Place a pylon on both sides of your enchantment table like that. And it acts as a full set of bookshelves. So we can now put a level 30 enchantment on this pickaxe. Efficiency 4? Meh. Could be worse, I guess. I mean, we had the pickaxe anyway. We may as well use the levels. Why not, right? There's another item that I want to make. And this one I'm going to pull out the Lexica Botania for. Because when I was going through cleaning up all of the trash from around my base, I was having to run all over the place to collect the seeds, and it's annoying having to do that. So, we are going to make ourselves a bauble. The one that we're going after is the Ring of Magnetization. By turning a magnetizing lens into a wearable ring, one can use it to magnetize nearby items. While equipped, this ring will make any nearby items magnetize toward the wearer if they're not sneaking. We need 4 mana steel and a magnetizing mana lens. The magnetizing mana lens is an iron, a gold, and a mana lens, which is mana steel around a glass pane. All in all, we need 8 mana steel. Which means we need to break down a block of iron. Put 1 piece away. We take these other 8 over here. I probably do not have enough mana to do this. Oh, I guess I do. Wow. Had more than I thought. Alright, we're also going to need a piece of gold and a piece of iron. We're also going to need a glass pane. We take 4 mana steel around a glass pane for a mana lens. Mana lens with iron and gold gives us the magnetizing mana lens, and that combined with that gives us the Ring of Magnetization. Equipable in the ring slot. If we go into our baubles menu right here, you'll see we can wear a pendant, 2 rings, and a belt. Well, we put this on there. We earn ourselves an achievement, and now, if we break something, it magnetizes to us. If we drop something, there is a short delay before it gets magnetized to us, and if we are sneaking, it doesn't work at all until we stop sneaking. Overall, pretty cool. Especially considering one of the things that we're about to make is going to cause wide-scale destruction. And we're going to need to be able to pull up all of the stuff that it makes. We take a look in the smeltery, we have 30 ingots of molten alemite. Now, a lot of ingots went into the making of that alemite. I mean, we burned up 70 ingots of metal and 20 ingots of obsidian to get 30 alemite. That's not a very good return. It's only 1/3 of the materials we're putting in, but it's a very strong material. We are going to make a couple of large plates out of this material, which we are going to do using the manual faucet here. There's the first one. And then over here, we're going to grab ourselves 3 copper, 1 tin. We're going to start this melting down in order to get ourselves some more bronze. Alright, we are also going to use a little bit for the axe head. This should leave us with 6 ingots, which we're going to use to get 2 tough tool rods. Alright. We're going to put that pattern away. We're going to get our hammerhead pattern, which we're going to put on there. We're going to pour ourselves a bronze hammerhead. We're also going to need... what else are we going to need? I know I have everything I need to make one of the items, so we're going to go make that quick, and then we're going to check the requirements for the other 2 that I want to make. The first thing we want to make is the hammer. The hammer requires a hammerhead, requires plates, 2 of them, and it requires a tool rod. That's going to give us a bronze hammer that uses a repair material of bronze, durability almost 10,000. Mining level of redstone with 3 modifiers remaining. That's crazy powerful. Now, the mining speed sucks, but we have a ton of redstone. We can do something about that. We're going to make a couple of blocks of redstone. We're going to use one of the modifiers on this bronze hammer for redstone. Right? And that's going to leave us with, currently we have 2 modifiers remaining. We have a mining speed of 5.6, which is a little bit better. We can do better. We can put another 50 redstone on there. That's going to give us mining speed of 8.4. Believe it or not, we can still do better. But we don't want to use the last modifier. I've got something in mind that I want to use that last modifier for. However, if we take a block of gold and a diamond, and we add those as modifiers, that is going to give us a second modifier slot on it. So that gives us another modifier. Now you can continue to do that by using a block of diamond and something else, I can't remember what. But this is going to let us further enhance this hammer. It now has a mining speed of 11.6. What does a mining speed of 11.6 translate to in actual practical use? This. Look at how crazy fast that is. So, we have ourselves a respectable mining tool now that we can take down and just wreak absolute havoc with. But we're not done yet. We want a lumber axe. The lumber axe is going to take this alumite broad axe head. It's going to take our other alumite tough rod. We need a plate, and we need a binding. Well, I melted up a bunch of bronze. So, we're going to pour ourselves a plate. And a binding. And we'll put these away for now. Let's go assemble our lumber axe. Lumber axe is the head, the plate, tool rod, and the binding. That's going to give us an alumite lumber axe. This has a mining level of cobalt, which is super crazy. However, it doesn't need to have a super high mining speed. It doesn't need to have a whole lot of anything, because the lumber axe, when used on trees, tree capitates the tree. And then because of our ring of magnetization, we just suck everything right to us. We can now plant rather large tree farms. Wait for them to grow, and then harvest them all with one fell swoop. Takes a little bit of the need out of relying on our progressive automation machine or manual labor for getting lumber. And we're going to need a lot of lumber in order to power early machines. We're going to need a lot of it for building purposes. So being able to get huge amounts of resources, especially in the early game, always a worthwhile venture. The last thing we're going to need to make is the excavator, which is the excavator head, a plate, binding, and a tool rod. Now I might not have enough bronze to do all of this with bronze. I might have to make it a little bit more. But we're going to need some bronze anyway. So, how much we got in there? 17? Yeah, we need some more. So, 3 of you, and 1 of you. The excavator doesn't need to be anything crazy. It doesn't need alamite parts. Because this is just an earth mover. That's all it is. So we're going to pour ourselves a pure bronze excavator. We need the plate. Still doing good on fuel. Tin melted. Pick you up. Toss you in. We need you and you. Okay, all of our bronze is melted. Tough binding. Let's turn that off. And the tough tool rod. There we go. We'll go put this thing together and then I'll show you what it does. Excavator. It is a super large shovel. Now this thing has a very low mining speed, but again, it doesn't need to have a super high mining speed. And honestly, I think excavators are better with lower mining speed just because of what they do. If we take this excavator over here, hello, chicken. If we take this excavator over here to this little bit of ground here, say we wanted this to go away. Well, we could go at it with a shovel, and you know, we can dig rather slowly. But what if we want to wreak massive, large-scale destruction? That's where the excavator comes in. The excavator carves up a 3x3 area of dirt with a single swing. Not only that, it can do it vertically. So if you're trying to cut down a huge hill, this is your tool of choice. Very much a worthwhile tool to have in your arsenal. We're going to go ahead and pour the rest of this bronze out as blocks because we're going to need some bronze coming up very soon for some early game machinery. Let's see how much more bronze we got here. We have another block of it. And like 4 ingots or so. Go ahead and sort that. You guys can see I actually did not a whole lot of mining, but a little bit. So we've got a fairly good supply of stuff. Well, now we can get a lot more. Can't we? Because with this hammer, especially with this hammer, oh, this hammer is great. There is one other thing that I want to do to this hammer, but I don't have the materials for it quite yet. I want to make this hammer into a silk touch hammer, which you can do by adding a silky jewel. The silky jewel is made with an emerald and 4 silky cloth. Each silky cloth is made with string around an aluminum brass nugget. We've got the aluminum brass. I don't have that much string. Now, there are ways to get string. You can run wool through a wool gin, which is just an iron coil and some sticks. Or you can just kill a crap load of spiders. Honestly, I would rather not do that because I don't like spiders. You can plant cotton, grow cotton, but that takes way too long. So I'm probably just going to go out and gather a whole bunch of wool and run it through a wool gin. But that, I think, is something that we can do off camera. We're running up on the end of the episode here, so I'm thinking this is probably just where I'm going to call it. And when we come back next time, I think we're going to actually get started with a little bit of early bees, because I always save bees for late in the series, and I always end up regretting it, because then I don't have all of the stuff that I need, and bees can be such a powerful addition to your processing and gathering arsenals that it's really worth exploring them in the early game. If you can get a good set of bees established in the early game and get yourself a decent supply of honey and honeycomb and wax and stuff like that, it makes things a little bit easier in the late game. And having a whole bunch of drones around that you can break down for gendistry stuff, that's helpful also. But we will get started on that probably next episode. In the meantime, I am probably going to do a little more mining because we're going to need some more copper here real soon. We're running low on copper. And we're about to be running even lower on copper because I'm going to make myself another couple of blocks of bronze. We're going to need a ton of bronze for what we're doing here. But off camera, I'm going to do a little more mining. I'm going to do some terraforming. I'm going to babysit my lumber farm over there and get some more wood. Probably burn some more charcoal into my mana pool to get some more mana going because we're going to need some more mana steel for some of the other tools that we're going to want. And then once I've got a few resources gathered up off camera so you guys don't have to watch me do a whole lot of mining and lumberjacking, then we'll come back and we'll do something with them. This has been Nightdagger with Season 5, Episode 5 of Modded Minecraft with Nightdagger. Hope you guys are looking forward to the remainder of the series, and I'll catch you later, peeps.